Hey, what's going on, folks? This is Dimitri back again. In this video, we're going to discuss 5 habits of how to become a millionaire, even you're in 20s, 30s, 40s, whatever age group you are. So as long as you're an adult and you consider an adult, you can start, you can become, and you can be a billionaire, millionaire, billionaire, you name it, trillionaire, whatever. So it's not a point of if or how, but a point of strategy and a point of creation. So if you want to do that, if you want to become that, so these are the 5 habits we're going to discuss here today. And if you take one of them at least, that's going to change your lives to the better. So habit number 1. So habit number 1, people who are on the track or become a millionaire or billionaire or whatever, they are obsessed with learning. So people who are rich and who are powerful, in that category. So even though like on the web, on the internet, on the public, on whatever channels you might watch them, you see them. Sometimes they do some crazy stuff, and say crazy stuff and whatever. So it's a lot of folks out there like that. So, but in any case, habit that is literally almost across all of them is they obsessed with learning. Why they obsessed with learning? Because they are learning and trying to get new things and they sharpen their word, they sharpen their brain, they sharpen their thinking process, so they read books, podcasts, listens to everything, seminars, you name it. So it's everywhere, it's there. So and that's a quick stat on that. According to Tom Kerner's research, 85% of millionaires read books and at least 2 a month. So I don't read books that much, but I really interested in learning more and more and more. So, but if you're in that category and you're obsessed with learning, not in the sense that you forget about taking actions, but that's an approach that they're looking for new ideas. They are producers. So in that sense, and they're trying to search, they're trying to find, and they're trying to be more productive and things like that. In our age with AI and all that, it's just amazing how fast things are going. It's like sometimes you just not even be able to catch up with some folks, and with the development and things like that. So that's why, and that's how, and that's the reason the learning is like paramount. So that's the reason you gotta start, you gotta be on that track. So that's habit number 1, obsession, or like being very, very focused on learning. Habit number 2, so they build multiple streams of income. And oh my Lord, guys, so how many times we discussed this thing here on this channel? So investment, personal finance, and things like that. This is one of the keys to become a millionaire, billionaire, trillionaire, whatever you might be. So obviously, if it's your own business, you develop it, you skyrocket and goes there. But even like let's consider Elon Musk, for example. Very controversial figure, if you will. So and that has like a lot. So some people like him, some people don't like him. So it doesn't that in that sense. So and but he has multiple streams of income. So that's the reason I mentioned him. So he has multiple businesses that he is doing right now, and a lot of things on the plate of his. So he did a good job on that front. So he got a lot of money, and the point that I'm bringing is that he has multiple streams of income, multiple businesses, obviously, X, Twitter, before Twitter, right? So what else? Tesla comes to mind, right? So AI, all that. So he's just like generator of the all the things that innovative and things like that. So he enters that business and he creates the stream of income for himself. And that's why one of the traits of him, habits that we can see definitely there. Obviously different people. I got multiple streams of income. So Donald Trump has a lot of streams of income, that's for sure. So even though he's the president of the United States, but he still has multiple, his organization at least has multiple streams of income, that's for sure. So just multiple, if you think about some person that, some out there, and he's like, hey, I have some money, I have some money on the pocket, and if you think about that person, that he has some money there, he has some, like, at least he's okay, he's doing okay for himself. So I bet you this guy or girl, they have definitely a multiple sources of income, at least maybe two. That's a multiple. And if you go there, you get there. So that's the habit. Well, the habit is that you're building, so that you're trying to attract and get to the place where you have a multiple sources of income. Obviously, not everything gonna be successful. So for myself, I had some unsuccessful business ventures, and they didn't work out. So if they don't bite the bullet, learning experience, not for you, for some reason, whatever. So don't go overzealous there. But the thing is to, hey, test it out, see if it works out. Yeah, go proceed. If you like it, continue to do that. But that's the building. You're building the consistency, and you're building the multiple streams of income. So it can be, stocks, mutual funds, and things like that. So that's one of the key, approaches that you can take. So as I wanted to put a quote there, just one source of income is not going to be enough. Yeah, obviously you can work on this and stuff like that, and you get that. But for some, life happens, something, God forbid, something happens, you lost a job. That's it, done. That's unfortunate, but that's life happens. So, and that's the thing. So in any case, so build once, get paid often. So that's one of the key things that I wanted to push and put across on that habit there. So start thinking, at least go to that direction, start thinking of building on multiple streams of income, start seeing, start testing, start learning stuff, and get to that place. You can do 9 to 5, and then start learning from about stock options, stock trading, and things like that. If you're not into stocks, go real estate. If you're not in real estate, start trying to do some side business, maybe services or things like that. So that's that's multiple streams of income. So shop at Etsy, shop on Amazon. There's numerous opportunities out there. So there you go. So that's number 2. Number 3, habit. They, or people who are in that area, in that category, or want to become and start and get that habit into themselves, they invest early. Well, if you're not in that category, so if you're not in that age group, but they invest, let's put it that way, they invest and invest consistently. So, and that's the thing that they don't go away from. So because if you start at least small by the age of this, so, and that's what I wanted to say. So let's say that 200 per month starting at age 22, earning 8% annually, that's conservatively, nearly $550,000 by the age of 62. So just that will put you, well, obviously inflation, things like that, so that's not a thing. So but it's a thing that I would say, but it will get you to a place or better being and better feel for yourself. So in the sense that you will have savings, you have that. So it's savings, basically. It will have you will see what's going on there. So, but in any case, it's basically your income and your cushion, basically, that will work for you. Obviously, if you put it in the dividend, depending on the stock, depending on the dividends, depending on the approach, you will have obviously income from that, or you will have a growth opportunity there. So that's about it. So in that sense, in that category, so there is an action tip. Use a beginner-friendly app, such as Robinhood, Fidelity, and they are not sponsored or anything, but they will focus on the ETFs, mutual funds, and things like that. REITs, they will focus on real estate, but that will put you on the path, to be financially more free, more stable, and have basically money in your pocket. So habit number 4. So they folks who are millionaires, who are rich and things like that. So and I have this, I've been thinking about it, but, stewardship and ownership is two different things, but I like more approach of a stewardship, but with the sense that like with the, sort of like a hint of ownership, not like full-blown ownership. Like I mean, it's not, but and hear me out on this. So like obviously when you go and buy a business, you're an owner, right? So it's obviously it's a given. But with the approach of stewardship, and that's like you're stewarding that business, so it's not like, yeah, you know what, you buy and you're like king of the hill. Obviously it's yeah, I mean it's understandable, but it's not that it's basically gives you a passive approach on things. But when you're stewarding a business, stewardshiping a business, you become more focused on that, more attentive to it. So and that's what I'm trying to say, is that when you have that, when you become a learner, so a lot of folks like tend to keep the, you know, a side gig as a side gig. So you know what, once in a while, like once I did that, that's it, done. But like when you become like ownership in terms of like, you know, hey, you own that thing, not in the sense that like, you know, I'm like king of the whatever, so and you just sit and you're passive on that. But like obviously there's some businesses like that. So like one good example is a rental business, like the when you're renting out, obviously you're not gonna go and punch on the door every day on your like for your tenants. But what I'm trying to say is that be attentive and be sensitive to the business, and be more like on the stewardship, with the stewardship approach to business. Obviously it's going to be some different services. Let's say, you know, I don't know, taxi driver, let's say, right? So there will be attentive service there, attentive business there to, you know, get and try to get more customers and things like that. So as a side gig, right? So but obviously you can be like do it once, or you can do it consistently. Obviously you're working out your folks there, working out your clients there, and you know, things can go really well if you have an intent, like you have your thinking as a habit to be and think about that side, or like second level or third, like, you know, different level of your business side gigs as stewardship with a hint of ownership, or ownership with definite approach of stewardship. So more like attentiveness, that's what I'm trying to say. So it's not like, hey, you know, so let's say this, it's actually a very good example here. So let's say this, it's a little bit different, but in a sense it gives you opportunity. So it's not like buying a product. Let's say Apple, I want to buy, hey, I'm gonna buy a new phone. How about I'm gonna buy a new stock and gonna you know, see how is that approach different. So see, you joining the team of owners instead of the team of product getters. You know, obviously selling for product is good. It's not gonna like it's and they provide good products, you know, so it's not that like advertisement or anything, but you're getting to that perspective of ownership and stewardship. But that's more on the stock level. But in the sense of stewarding, be more in the sense of attentive to that. But ownership is good too. So, and that's what I'm trying to say on the habit number 4. So habit number 5, they master discipline and routine. My God, that's one heck of a habit. Discipline. And there's a good you know, 6 or 5 a.m 45 whatever club, it's out there, and I think it's like, I don't remember the host there on the YouTube channel, I think, but man, the whole, like when I think about him, it's just I think discipline. That's all I think about it, like when I think about that guy. But it's and I tried to not misquote him, but like, out of discipline, I think he said something like, out of discipline there's freedom, something like that. So, and that guy, like that quote is actually like very profound, because when you discipline yourself, when you get to that point when you like start building consistency and work consistency and approach consistent approach to most of a lot of stuff, that will, man, it will change your life. That definitely change your life. Consistency, intensity, man, it's way more than that. So like it's better to have consistency over time instead of like one time push and that's it, you're done. No. So what, and here's the thing, you don't have to give 100% every day, just show up. So right, so well, it will be good to do both. So but it will be wonderful to do both, but in the sense that you know, let's say gym, right? So let's say, or let's say this, let's say you know, losing weight. That's a good opportunity, good example. So let's say this, you got like, and it's, I know it's weird, we're talking about like financials and stuff things like that, and what about the weight loss? Like what are you talking about, Dmitry? But hear me out. So if you consistently do the basically, you know, approach, hey, I'm gonna take 1,000 calories per day, done, no more no less. Well, no more no less, so but no more, but we can do less, but at least 1,000. I know there's like general perspective like 250 to 2,500 and things like that, but if you're overweight, and I'm not like, you know, food advisor or anything like that, so it's just my like I guess common sense thinking of a random guy. So if you definitely in that category, consult professionals. So it's just my random thoughts on the internet. So but as I was doing that, I did myself, so, and that's for myself, and it's just my own experience, so that's what I'm sharing with you. So I stopped eating like morning and lunch, so over like 6 months now. So and I'm telling you what, I lost weight and changed the life like completely, like seriously, like I lost weight, I feel better, I feel more energetic, I'm more focused on things, and you know, like very much experience. So but what did I do? Consistency. So 6 months, like I could have done like maybe a month or week and that's it, nothing changed. So but when you do over 6 months, you will see the results. So you will definitely, you feel the results. So and I felt the results. So I would go like, you know, I wake up, grab a cup of coffee, that's it, maybe like one or two maybe throughout the day, and I come home, I feel hungry, but I ate a very good meal like around 6 or 7 p.m. So and that's it, done. I feel great and I feel great. So, and that's what I'm trying to say. So you will get the results, but you have to stay consistent there. So that's one of the lessons that I learned recently, like I mean over consistency is one of the most powerful keys that you can you know, unlock throughout. You can unlock, man, more powerful things. So again, investments, same thing, learning, the same thing. So in that habit of mastering discipline and routine, and obviously if you have like specific goals to there, man, that will change a lot. That will just, man, skyrocket some things, man. And so that's what I'm trying to say. So a notion of physical journal, also journal is also good, so you can track it. So then plan your day before you go, or like spend your money or whatever. So hey, go ahead and see, okay, so here's what this is it, and you trace it, so you keep consistent then, and obviously that's it, there you go. So, and the only thing there is consistency. So if you don't, like, you know, wiggle around like on some notion, whatever, so you just stay consistent. Okay, so I spent this and done. But it's hard. So just keep a note that you have to stay consistent, and that will bring some good results. So here's a recap. So lifelong learning, right? So this is the first one. Multiple income streams, right? So consistent investing, ownership or stewardship, mindset, and that's important because it's not ownership in the sense that like you whoa and that's it, you're like, yeah, that's it, I'm set, but you're attentive, and that's just the more stewardship mentality instead of like ownership. So right, instead of like being you know, but be instead of buying like that, but being an owner and steward, or steward specifically with the hint of ownership, right? So approach things like, hey, yeah, discipline, routine, right? So discipline, routine. So because you will have that like a change, like huge, amazing changes when you just start doing things consistently. It's amazing. It's amazing when people like sometimes you just do that thing over time, and that's it. You're done. Like I will tell you this much, guys. Guys, seriously, like if I would have invested how much I'm investing now, or like 5 years ago, man, so different place now, so different place, so different. So, but obviously, if I like, but in that time, I needed to learn, and I was learning. So now that I know about that, so it kind of like hit or miss. But again, if you think about it, since I didn't know then, now I know now, so I'm just consistently gonna grow up that much. So obviously there are risks, so consider those and things like that. So, but yet again, so I'm trying to say, here are the 5 habits. And if you guys learned something, give me a like. So like and subscribe down below. Thank you guys again for watching. So that's my hit basically for today. So, and see you guys next time. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think, and we'll talk much soon. So stay tuned and be out. Ciao.